Hey, I'm Alex Starr, and this is the podcast that connects you with people from around the world that have fresh ideas, concepts, or inspiring stories. We are in a unique place and time that has never been seen before, with billions of people now able to communicate and share information across the globe. Be a part of the movement in rising together to create the world we want. I'm glad you're listening. Pull up a seat, and let's get started. Hey everybody, and thanks for tuning in to a fresh episode of Pull Up a Seat. I'm Alex Starr, and I'm recording in Antigua, Guatemala, a beautiful place down here where you can get rent for about $150 a month. Food is cheap, life is good. Hit me up, email me if you have any questions about coming down here and living. I'll be down here for about another month. Find me on my website, alexstar.com. Send me an email, alex@alexstar.com. I got a Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, blah, 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 social media. Anyway, hit me up on any of those. Would love to give you some recommendations if you want to change a pace, if you want to go just see what it's like to live somewhere else for a while. It's a cheap way to do it down here, super easy. So let me know, contact me. But today is basically just to talk about a 10-minute quick solo cast about habits, goals, how we can all benefit from setting up goals, and how exactly to instill new habits so that they stick, right? Because that's the hardest part. And I'm going to use training for an Ironman as an example that I just did because I am not somebody who enjoys doing cardio. I am not somebody who am out there just waking up and fuck yeah, I get to go swim in a pool for an hour this morning or run 5 miles before work. Usually not. So what I did in order to accomplish this was nothing special at all. It's something that we can all use in our daily life with anything. So what happened was I decided that I wanted to do it. It had been a goal of mine to do a triathlon or an Ironman. But the goal that you could have could be anything, right? It could be, that you want to stop eating so much sugar. It could be that you want to be off your phone as much. You want to watch less TV. You want to read more. Whatever it is, habits come down to 3 main components. Okay, and this is from a book called The Power of Habit, which I highly recommend. Really kind of makes you realize that we don't even know that much about how our consciousness works. So a habit starts like this. It starts with a cue. Okay, for instance, I'm going to use a terrible habit I have. I've talked about it before on here. I'll eat healthy the entire day, and then after I finish dinner, I want to devour an entire plate or box of See's candy, maybe a gallon of ice cream, maybe some Starburst, half of a cake if it was there, whatever it is. My cue is I finish eating my healthy meal, okay? The routine is that I eat sweet things. The reward is my serotonin and dopamine system in my body is flooded with neurotransmitters that make me feel fantastic, okay? So you have a cue, finish eating. Maybe it's you wake up. The routine is you check your phone. For me, it was I eat something sweet after my healthy meal. The reward is usually something related to serotonin or dopamine. You're going to feel good after, right? So those are the 3 main components of any habit. Now, what you want to keep is the cue, the first part, and the reward, the last part. All you do is switch the routine. Okay, so no one's going to want to change anything if you don't have a reward after. So the cue is you wake up. Your routine is you check your Snapchat, your Instagram, your Facebook, everything. The reward is you get that feeling of accomplishment. You get that feeling of dopamine from having notifications, from having new likes on your picture, whatever it is. That's a 21st century habit that I think a lot of us have. I know I do that more than I would like to admit. And it just gets in the way of more productive things, and it sets your mind up for just a day full of kind of always seeking instead of realizing, at least for me. So change the routine, okay? And you leave the rest. You leave the cue and the reward. So for working out, you can choose a time in the morning, say, where the cue is you wake up. The shoes are there ready to go. You put on your shoes, and then the reward is after you make yourself a delicious banana peanut butter with protein powder, shake that is just delicious. And you really focus on the fact on how good you feel after going for that run, how much more motivated you are, how much more you get done, how good that smoothie tastes. And now that routine is something new and you're still getting the reward from it. And obviously the cue is always there from waking up. So cue, change the routine, get the same reward. Now with exercise in particular, what I did for this Ironman is I got a buddy to join me, which I think is extremely pertinent and necessary to follow through, is I had a friend of mine that was willing to train with me. And even though we were in different areas of the country, we still would contact each other via texting, via calling, and talk about how our training was going, things like that. So pick a friend and then sign up for something that you have to do. So maybe you've always wanted to do salsa dancing, right? So it's a dance competition. Maybe it's just a 5K, a triathlon, a half or a full Ironman, a Tough Mudder, a Spartan race. Maybe you've always wanted to get into Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu or karate. Pick a time frame. So in a year from now, you're going to do an amateur fight in Muay Thai, okay? In 6 months, you're going to do this Tough Mudder with 2 friends. In 6 weeks, you're going to do this 5K. And with that, and once you sign up, you're forced to do it. There's no way in hell I would have gotten up and done swimming or gotten on a bike for an hour and a half every other day and done swimming and done the runs if I knew that I wasn't going. No, how do I say that? If I wasn't going to be doing the Ironman, there's no way. I didn't have the willpower. Maybe if I instilled this new habit routine, I could develop it. But to force myself to jump into it and know that in 4 months, I'm going to be doing this no matter what, and I can either train now or die later, is an extremely beneficial motivator. So, change the habit, change the routine. That's it. Keep a nice reward for yourself. Keep a nice reward, change the routine. Find a friend, something that you're interested in, do it together, and commit to it. Sign up for something with a friend that you have to do. Something preferably that you enjoy or maybe is a goal of yours, and you can strive to push yourself a little further than you usually would. It's about to be March. I know that a lot of my New Year's kind of resolutions and thoughts they slip away, pretty quick. And it's easy to regress into the state of consciousness or the type of person you were prior to the resolutions you would like to see be completed. But today's a new day. Tomorrow's going to be a brand new day as well. And every day we have the choice to change that routine. We have the choice to slowly build upon itself. We are in a state of the world where it is there's a focus on instant gratification. And if I don't get something within a day or two, then my reaction is to just quit. So if I'm learning Spanish and I'm not fluent within a certain amount of time, or I'm having problems, what's the point? I'm not getting this right now, or I'm not going to be in shape after this one workout. And putting off that instant gratification for something that comes with time slowly is, I think, where true contentment lies, but it's hidden beneath the cloak of checking the phone, eating the ice cream, watching the Netflix movie, watching porn, any of that kind of stuff. The instant gratification just blurs the true contentment. So that's what I have for right now. Was going to write a blog post about this, but thought it'd be easier to just talk about it. So I'm going to have some great podcasts coming up. I got an Australian friend of mine that's a med student, and we're going to be talking about stress and how it relates to the current state of society and how we can overcome that. Also got this spiritual, basically one of my spiritual guides. She'll be on. We're going to be doing that podcast from Lake Atitlan in Guatemala. So that should be interesting. That'll be coming up in the next couple weeks. Also have the CEO of Greatest.com. He'll be up in a few weeks talking about creating your own empire. Instead of working for somebody else, why not create something that is your passion and you work for yourself? So thanks for tuning in. As always, AlexStar.com. Getting some new things up there. Always willing to give advice about traveling. about what I did exactly for this Ironman or any other type of training you guys decide to do, please let me know what you guys are aiming for. I would love to hear from you. I've heard from people from past episodes about business planning and things like that. Would love to hear from you. What are you going to be planning on doing? What kind of goals are you setting for yourself? Leave me a comment on the website or find me on social media, and I will talk to you guys soon.